Oops. I missed it. I missed the big finish. Crap. What happened? Tell me in the comments. I want to know what happened. And I did shorten that a little bit. Likewise, tell me what's going on in this film.
¿Quieren ustedes su chocolate ahora?
Gracias.
Ve a ver quién es, Rocío.
Cuidado, Rosario. Está muy caliente.
Ay, sí que lo está. Dame el azúcar, por favor.
¿Quién era?
Es un telegrama, señor.
¿De quién será? Por fin. Va a llegar Emilio.
¡Mi nieto!
¿Qué otro va a ser?
Y vendrá aquí.
Primero va a Madrid. El telegrama es de tu hijo Adolfo. Dice que Emilio llegará el martes.
¡Qué alegría! ¿Pero por qué no vendrá aquí primero?
Ya sabes que no hay vuelo de México a Sevilla.
Tienes razón. Vamos a llamar a Ignacio y le damos la noticia.
Buena idea. ¿Qué número de área tiene Salamanca?
Ay, no me acuerdo. Pero lo tienes en la guía telefónica.
Ajá, aquí está. 023 y el número de Ignacio. 2, 1, 5, 7. Hola, Ignacio. Sí, soy yo. Tenemos telegrama de Adolfo. Que llega Emilio dentro de una semana. A Sevilla no, a Madrid. Voy a ir a recibirle con Rosario. ¿Que vas tú también? Bueno, nos vemos en Madrid. Saludos a todos. Adiós.
Entonces Ignacio va a estar a recibirle también.
Sí, va a ir a Madrid en esos días. Cuestión de negocios.
¿Y Esperanza?
No, pero Paco va a llegar a la capital 2 o 3 días después.
¡Qué bien! Yo tengo que ir a Madrid a comprar unas cosas.
¿Vamos en avión?
Ni pensarlo. Para mí el tren. Coge el teléfono y resérvanos plaza.
¿Ahora mismo?
Claro. Quedan 5 días nada más.
All right. We got plenty more where that came from. As I said, I can't. If I tilt the camera down, it will immediately crash OBS. So I'm not going to move the camera. But yes, I have 4 boxes of language films: Spanish, French, maybe 2 different French ones, and it looks like some German in there too. So looking forward. Keep it clean.
Well, it's just like I was telling you. We were swinging around this hill, mopping up after the first wave. The Heinies were throwing everything but Ma's kitchen stove at us. And the lieutenant sent me on a reconnaissance job down this road. Getting along fine when this Heine comes along. We see each other about the same time, and we both hit the dirt fast. I fall with my rifle under me. Well, I know that if this guy throws anything, it ain't going to be a cream puff. And here I am trying to scrape the mud off my rifle. I'm thinking about the skipper and how he'd give me hell for falling on it when all of a sudden... They know what they're talking about when they tell you to keep your rifle out of the mud and how to keep it up when you fall. I got off lucky that time. The Heine must have been scared and pitched a wild ball, but the concussion knocked me cold. I guess he thought I was dead. Ma wrote me that you joined up, and it made me feel kind of proud, kid. But I want a live soldier for a brother, not a dead one. That's why I'm telling you this stuff. You take that rifle I give you. It's a honey. It's a killer. If you use it right and treat it right, you've got the best friend a soldier can have. But if you don't know how to handle it, or if you start kicking it around, it's going to let you down just when you need it plenty. I remember when I was in the replacement center. They gave me a rifle. So what? You point the damn thing and it goes bang, and that's all there is to it. It gave me a pain the way the non-coms used to hammer away on this preliminary stuff. I wanted to get out and kill some Germans and Japs. Take this blindfold business. I used to think that was kid stuff, like riding a bike with no hands. I found out. We were in rest billets one night, and I was cleaning my rifle after 2 days of pretty tough going.
So I said to the Sarge, Sarge, I don't like drinking out of a river, but that canteen of mine just won't hold enough water. You'd think that'd have shut him up, but it didn't.
No wonder you had a bellyache last night. I wish I could get this damn thing back together.
Here she comes. There she went. Okay, you guys, on your feet, outside. Hey, yourselves that light.
Yeah, we were moving out. And me with the guts of my rifle all over the bench. So you see, that blindfold business wasn't kid stuff. There's a reason for everything in the Army. You gotta know how to fall with a rifle. Know how to lay it down right to keep it clean. Those things aren't just something else to learn. They're how to save your life. Here, you take Joe, for instance. Joe's a swell guy, field artilleryman. He was telling me one time...
Yeah, I was telling him one time. I was telling him what a damn fool I am. I'm Joe, field artillery. And there's our battery. We were sitting pretty and getting ready to go into action. Then this German plane comes along and spots us. Well, all hell breaks loose up and down the front. And right off the bat, we get orders to load up and move. First, I couldn't find my gas mask. Like a dope, I'd put it down someplace. You know the place. Well, there I am, loping along like a locoed buffalo, and wham! I do a Brody. Naturally, the guys all laugh, and I'm mad as hell. The sergeant don't help any. First thing he says is, clean up that rifle. Not, how are you, Joe, or did you hurt yourself? Just clean up that rifle. Clean up my rifle, he says. And me with mud running out of my ears. The hell with that. So anyway, we get the battery into the new position. I'm out in a foxhole wishing I was back in Chicago when I hear a noise. 3 heinies out on patrol. There they were, like ducks in a shooting gallery. Somehow they'd wriggled through the line, but now I had them where I wanted them. Boy, did I have them. 1, 2, 3. That's what I figured. I picked the second one for the next slug, only I never got him. See why? That's a pretty looking mess, isn't it? I know what the sergeant was talking about now. I'm telling you, I never would have gotten out of that spot alive if our machine guns hadn't cut the tails off those monkeys.
I want you to be smart, kid. Not like Joe and me. If I'd have been half smart, I wouldn't be writing you from here. I'd be up with my outfit where I belong. Here's what happened. The sergeant had rolled me out at 5 o'clock in the morning for guard duty. It's cold and rainy and half dark, and I'm a pretty unhappy guy. I knew that rain wasn't doing my rifle any good. I got to thinking about Joe and how he snafu'd his detail. And I figured I'm not going to get caught that way. So I get out some oil. And I pour it down the barrel. Then I plugged her up to keep the oil inside. Okay, I guess you're ahead of me right now. But here's how it was. I'd been out there a long time, and I was getting pooped. I was beginning to think those guys would never come out to relieve me.
Okay, Hennessy, go back and get yourself some Java, and get dried off.
You know, Corporal, what this outfit needs is an all-night dog wagon.
Go on, fresh air's good for a guy like you.
Yeah, I know. Make a man out of it.
It's a 109. Let him have it.
I'd seen one of those Messerschmitts tear hell out of B Company. I drew a bead and tracked him. The plug in my barrel? Hell, I forgot about that. This was the long shot that might pay off. Squeeze the trigger like they told you. Slow. Don't jerk. That's it.
Jeez. Look at that rifle. Look at that face. Stretcher bear!
Well, kid, I guess you're not so proud of your big brother now. I guess you think I'm pretty much of a dope. Okay, so I'm a dope. The point is, let's not have two of them in the family. It's so simple, kid, that I want to holler it at you. Just keep your rifle clean and use it right. If you do, you've got a great chance. But if you don't, I don't know what I'm going to look like. They don't take the bandages off till tomorrow. But we got to keep one guy in this family that the gals will go for. Well, so long, kid. Good luck. Keep your rifle clean.
So that was obviously a training film that was shown during World War II about the importance of keeping your rifle clean. You know, it's something. It appeals to the gut level of people, but sometimes we have to watch a film that talks about critical thinking, and I really feel like that is something that really needs to be taught nowadays. Critical thinking. People are not thinking critically about the information that is being shown to them, and that they're listening. They're not thinking about it. They're just forwarding. Like, they look at a headline and forward it. And yeah. Anyways, this film will fix all of it. So here it is, Reading and Critical Thinking. Enjoy.
Some things you read are obviously not in agreement with what you know. When you see a statement such as this, you immediately go through a process of critical thinking. You think that the statement is false, or that it may be a misprint, or perhaps you may even think that whoever wrote it is off his rocker. Good for you. Critical thinking is a trait you should continue to develop. In fact, developing that trait is what this film is all about. Critical thinking is an active process which requires an open mind, a mind searching for truth and understanding. For example, a statement which might seem false may prove to be true in some cases. In Renoir's painting, grass is blue. On the other hand, someone describing this painting by another artist might truthfully write, grass is red. From the writer's point of view, it is. Let's read the poem Silver by Walter de la Mare, applying what we've just learned about the importance of the writer's viewpoint. Slowly, silently, now the moon walks the night in her silver shoon. This way, That way, she peers and sees silver fruit upon silver trees. One by one, the casements catch her beams beneath the silvery thatch. When we understand the writer's point of view, understand that he was observing a scene by moonlight, then we can agree with him that grass is silver. And we have also learned something important about critical thinking. Critical thinking does not necessarily mean finding fault. It means thinking about the truth, and what is true from one point of view may not be true from another. Since a writer's point of view must be considered as you develop your skill of critical thinking through reading, let's see how we might discover a writer's point of view. Often at the beginning of a story, you will find some information about the author.
Two Big Bears is part of a book called Little House in the Big Woods by Laura Ingalls Wilder. The author really is little Laura in the story. In it she tells about the exciting time many years ago when she was growing up in a log cabin home in the big woods of Wisconsin.
With this kind of information about the author, you can read her story knowing that it was true of the times in which she lived, a time very different from the times in which you live. You can compare her life with yours, and when you do, you are sharpening your powers of critical thinking as well as enjoying an exciting tale. The textbooks you read are written by people especially qualified in the subject. But beyond noting their qualifications, the text may not seem to give you any information about the writer's point of view. However, keep going. Most textbooks have a section near the beginning of the book directed just to you, in which the authors explain their point of view, tell you how they feel about the subject, why they wrote the book as they did, and what they hope you will learn from it. And reading this section of the book is an important step in the critical thinking you will do about the ideas the author has presented in the text. But critical thinking requires more than understanding of the writer's point of view.
Turn that thing down. What's wrong with a TV columnist? It says here a classical music program comes on at 8.
Oh, no, it's supposed to be the long hairs.
Well, they're certainly not long hairs. That's unbelievable.
The reader who thinks that the term long hair means only a classical musician, as it once did, may not be prepared for critical thinking about what he reads in today's television reviews. Critical thinking requires understanding ourselves as well as the writer, and realizing that words may have different meanings for us than for the person who wrote them. To show in another way the effect that words may have on individuals or groups, let's watch a play from a football game on television. When we say now, look closely to see what happens. Now. Did you see what happened? Maybe we'd better look at it again. You saw what happened. Now, here's what a reporter from the hometown of the winning team said about the play.
The game was saved by a brilliant interception by Stan Williams.
And now, here's the report of the play you saw as it appeared in the hometown paper of the losing team.
We were robbed of a victory by the interception on the part of Stan Williams.
Was it a brilliant play, or was it a robbery? The point we're making is that opinion can lead to different interpretations, and so can a choice of words. You have your own opinion, which may agree with the opinion of one sports writer or with the opinion of the other. But all their readers will form opinions based on the different choice of words used to describe the same action. To sharpen your powers of critical thinking, you must be aware of the effect of words, and you must try to separate opinions from facts. How can you do that? Well, when you read a newspaper, keep in mind that opinions usually appear on the sports page, or on the editorial page. A newspaper editor bases his opinions on the facts as he sees them, but a critical reader realizes that what he finds on an editorial page is a personal opinion. An editor's opinion can be valuable in helping you form one of your own, for he is usually an intelligent, well-read person who studied the problems he writes about very carefully. As a matter of fact, if you live where more than one newspaper is available, it is likely that the newspaper which comes into your home is chosen because your parents respect the opinions and the point of view of its editor. And it isn't too early for you to take a moment away from the funnies now and then to note what grown-ups are thinking about. You may not understand all their opinions now, but it's good preparation for the critical thinking you will do in the future. Now, too, is a good time for you to begin looking at the front page and the other straight news portions of the paper. Our laws discourage the printing of news which is not true. So if you read something in a news story, you can be fairly sure that the reporter gathered the facts and verified them before the story was written and printed. What you read in the news section is likely to be fact, not opinion. Some things you read are neither fact nor opinion, but a twisting of both. Chilling, it says. Scary. That's just the kind of movie you like. So you go to see it and find out the hard way that the show is dull, boring, and about as chilling as a hot bath. And that is precisely what the one who was quoted really said about the film, but one of his words was taken out of context. One of his words was used in a way that it was not intended to be used, to make an untrue, misleading quote that is neither fact nor opinion. You can spot such tricks, become a more critical reader by a simple test. Is someone trying to sell you something, a product, an idea, or a ticket? Then watch out. Someone who is trying to sell you something may play tricks with the truth to get you to buy what he has to sell. As you improve your ability to think critically about what you read, you'll notice how reliable authors support their statements.
The bald eagle, selected as our national bird in 1782, is a noble-looking bird, well fitted in many ways to be the symbol of a great free nation.
Here in red is the statement you heard. Following it are the supporting statements the author brought together for you. Read the supporting statements for yourself, and then note how each one of them supports some part of the original statement. And by the way, congratulations. By checking to see that the writer did support his statement, you have just proved that you can employ critical thinking as you read. No one can remember everything he reads, but one who practices critical thinking tries to discover the most important facts an author has presented so that he can remember them. Here is a tip which will help you discover which facts are most important. Help you become a critical thinker about what you read.
As we travel through Austria, we will find that there are differences in the climate from place to place. The mountains, which cover much of the country, cause many of these differences. The winds that blow across Austria cause others.
Of course, the first part of the tip is that you have to read the material. But we've done that, so here's the second part of the tip. Read the section containing questions. Often they're found at the end of a chapter, but wherever you find them, read those questions. They are your clue to the most important facts presented. And if you can answer them, you have the facts. Of course, if you can't answer them, that's a signal to reread the section or paragraph. Critical thinking means thinking about the whole truth. And you miss the whole truth of what you read if you miss some of the important facts. The road to critical thinking is marked with its own kind of signs. Go at a slow pace until you understand the author's point of view. Learn whatever you can about his background and any factors affecting his ideas or choice of words. Watch out for the dangerous curves which your own point of view may put in your path. And realize that words have different meanings for different people. Stop occasionally as you read to ask yourself, is this fact or opinion? If it is fact, believe it. If it is opinion, you can agree with it or not as you choose, but do not treat it as fact. Don't be led down a blind alley by accepting a quotation which may be taken out of context to make a misleading statement. But do resume your own safe reading speed when you see that an author is supplying facts you can verify from other sources, and also is furnishing you with additional facts to support the statement he makes. And do obey the traffic signals which guide you to the most important facts the author has presented. The traffic signals found in the questions included in your texts. There is one other sign a critical thinker observes, and that is the sign given to him by any kind of punctuation mark. Unless you observe these signs, you cannot get to the truth, and that is what critical thinking is all about. For example, is there any truth in this statement? Is this really a statement at all? Well, let's see.
That boy wrote is not that boy wrote.
Once again, we are back around to points of view. Punctuation marks are the signs an author uses to help you discover his point of view, to help you think straight. And when you think straight, you have the point of view of the critical thinker.
There's some really great segments in there, and plus the stop sign with all the punctuation marks. So good. Be good for a fullback tattoo. All right, so I don't know if I've shown this. It basically is random compilation, and so it's a bunch of films that were on a reel that, I don't know, may or may not have contributed. May have been I don't know who compiled the compilation, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But it's short. If we have seen it, just comment in the links and we'll bump to the next film. But I couldn't find it in our notes. Enjoy.
Punch softens water to double its own detergent power. And just to prove it, we asked a leading airline to fly Mrs. Brown, her laundry, and her washer to the hard, tough, mineral-loaded waters of the Dakota Badlands. In goes the Punch. The Punch water so much softer and slick. Punch doubles its own detergent power. Well, what do you think?
They're clean, all right, even in Dakota's hard water. Hope Punch works this well back home.
It does work. Clothes smell good, too. And look how clean these collars and cuffs are.
Take a tip from Mrs. Brown.
The softer the water, the cleaner my wash.
And if you'd like to soft wash your clothes, soften up water to knock out dirt with Punch, the new heavy-duty laundry detergent.
What happened? Where am I? Who are you?
You remember me? Look.
You're the Purolator filter girl.
Right.
Where you been?
Watch this.
What's that?
It's the inside of a new Purolator. See? This is the super micronic filter I told you about.
Oh.
Look. It gives you more than 7 feet of big protection for your car.
Gee, I missed you.
A Purolator oil filter is a tender trap.
More.
It stops dirt as small as 39 millionths of an inch.
Don't leave me.
Really keeps your oil clean. So listen to your service station man and get a new Purolator oil filter when you change your oil.
I just did. Hey, don't go. I love you.
Get a new Purolator oil filter and Purolator air and gasoline filters, too, for your car and for me.
Are you a skillful driver? What would you do if your car should start to skid on a slippery road? Jam on the brakes, steer in the direction that the rear of the car is sliding, steer in the direction that the front of the car is sliding. Research test drivers say steer in the direction that the rear of the car is sliding. The right action taken quickly enough will keep a little skid from becoming a dangerous skid. To correct a skid, you steer in the same direction that the rear wheels are sliding. The instant the car begins to respond to the correction, turn the steering wheel back to the straight ahead position. It takes sensitivity and quick, firm action on the steering wheel. Do not use the brakes. Skillful drivers are safe drivers.
Call it a parade, or a pageant perhaps. It's a little of both. A cultural heritage remembered with respect. A people honoring their traditions. To the people of Japan, Commodore Perry and his black ship is part of their history. Perry was in command of the first American Navy ship to visit Japan. The beginning of a cultural exchange that has been going on ever since. Today, it's not just the Navy man. Wherever he goes, Pacific, Atlantic, Caribbean, or Mediterranean, he's bringing his family too, whenever he can. Not tourists, Navy families living and raising their children in the midst of cultures and traditions as ancient as Greece, as exotic as the Far East. There are new experiences, new tastes, from the sidewalk cafes of Athens to the special art and flavor of a Japanese recipe. There is the unforgettable beauty of a cherry blossom festival. The Navy man brings some of his own traditions with him too, sharing them wherever he may be. Baseball in Italy. His own version of parade and pageantry in San Juan. And in Subic Bay in the Philippines, the Navy men find time for the children. Children, always ready for friendship, so eager to learn, to work and play, eager for affection. All children are fascinated with the idea of a Santa Claus who lives at the North Pole. And when the North Pole is visited, the submariners pay their respects to Santa on behalf of children everywhere. At the opposite pole in the Antarctic, the Navy's neighbors are always invited to share in the Christmas tradition. If they care to. At sea in the Pacific, Atlantic, Caribbean, Mediterranean, North and South, the Navy's mission calls for 7 days a week, holidays included. Wherever he is, whatever he is doing, he'll find a way to celebrate Christmas. Find time to keep up its traditions. To share in its meaning. Traditions of Christmas, some universal throughout the Christian world, some special to a people and their own traditions. In Italy, Santa Claus is a relative newcomer, but he has come to stay. The Navy man preserves a strong tradition from his own childhood. Christmas is for children, whatever the language they speak, wherever they are. Aboard a Navy ship in Naples, a hospital in the Philippines. Christmas is giving something of yourself, trying to make somebody happy. Italy, Philippines, Japan. It's a tradition with a universal language, understood by every human, whatever his race. A message that goes from heart to heart through a word or a gesture. In Guam or Puerto Rico, some might miss the Christmas tradition of sleigh bells and snow, but Santa doesn't seem to mind, and neither do the children.
And now, the further adventures of Arnie Bacteria and Salmonella.
Just my luck. Raw meatloaf when I had my heart set on a hot meal today.
Don't worry, Arnie. She's gonna cook it.
Don't worry. I'll be killed in that hot oven, Sal.
Relax. And here's what you do. Hop on the knife.
Huh?
Hop on the knife. Chances are she'll forget to wash it before she slices the cooked meatloaf.
Ah, so I can just hop back onto the cooked meat and a hot meal. Hey, she's washing the knife.
No matter. Hop on that tray with the raw meatloaf. If she puts the cooked meat back on the tray without first washing it...
Picnic time for us bacteria.
Food poisoning. Who needs it?
Sal, I think us bacteria have been cleaned out again.
Thomas Jefferson served as Minister to France, Secretary of State, Vice President, and President of the United States. He wrote the Declaration of Independence. But if he had done none of these things, he still would be remembered as the architect who planned and built Monticello and the University of Virginia, right down to the bricks that still stand in the walls. But Jefferson left us wisdom as well as beauty. He believed that our communities must grow, but that decisions about growth should be made at the most local level. Good growth and good government, he felt, depend on all of us. As John Adams said in the last minutes before his death, Thomas Jefferson still survives. I'm James J. Kilpatrick. Thomas Jefferson was a great architect and planner, as well as a great statesman. He designed and built Monticello, often called the most beautiful home in America. He designed and built the University of Virginia in the same graceful red brick walls and classic white columns. But Jefferson left us wisdom as well as beauty. He suggested open spaces to punctuate the concrete of cities, limits on building heights to provide light and air, and preservation of our historic buildings even as we build around them. He also said that decisions on community growth should be made at the most local level. To have good growth and good government, Thomas Jefferson believed, we must continue to declare our independence. I'm James J. Kilpatrick.
See, that's when there's a bad splice and it bumps the film out of the gate and it just kind of is rolling there. So yeah, there's some bad splices on that, but what a crazy random reel. Speaking of crazy, what's the deal with this?
Après de nombreux remaniements au cours des siècles, le château royal de Saint-Germain-en-Laye fut voué à la celtologie par Napoléon III. Regroupant désormais de précieuses donations, collections publiques et privées, il constitue, outre son département sur les Gaulois, le plus important centre du monde pour l'étude du quaternaire. La toute récente rénovation des salles consacrées à la préhistoire et à l'art paléolithique nous invite à découvrir une partie de notre civilisation, souvent ignorée ou méconnue. Antiquité de l'âge de bronze. l'or, très abondant à cette époque, recouvre de nombreuses pièces. En 750 avant Jésus-Christ, la découverte du fer aura des répercussions économiques et sociales considérables. En 450 avant Jésus-Christ, les tribus celtes se répandirent dans l'Europe occidentale. Ceux qui occupèrent la France reçurent le nom de Gaulois. Ce sont les tombes qui nous livreront de précieux éléments sur leur civilisation. En effet, la coutume voulait que le défunt fût habillé, paré de ses bijoux et de ses armes, muni de provisions contenues dans des vases. La présence de produits italo-grecs, tels ce vase mis à jour dans la Haute-Marne, prouve l'existence d'échanges importants entre les Gaulois et le monde méditerranéen. Le très célèbre casque d'Amfreville, recouvert d'or. L'or encore dans ces bijoux, où l'on reconnaît la typique torque gauloise. Et si, après Alésia, commençait la romanisation de la Gaule, la multitude d'objets conservés ici révèle un art influencé par Rome, mais qui garde une forme de son génie propre. Mais les grandes invasions vont provoquer la chute de l'Empire romain et donner naissance à une nouvelle civilisation encore mal connue, le monde mérovingien.
Merci, au revoir, à plus tard.
Goodbye.